Welcome back to SAP Business Object Processing Framework demo series. So in last session, we saw how we can create the dedicated business object node as a long text in our retail order business object. So we model this node. So with the help of the standard business object called BOF text collection. So now we have this as a dedicated node in our business object. So which is going to help us to store the long text information under this business object, which is we don't have to model this information for this, for the storing the long text information. Let's see how we can test the, no, how we can maintain the entry on this long text. So before you go and see, before we test the the long text node, you see here, so we've given a name as node name and long text, and the long text as a prefix, and then we are using this standard class BOPF slash CL LIB and delegation BOBF as a standard class, and this is our business object representation node. So we are using standard class to get the information or maybe store the information under this business object. Let's go back to standard let's go back to the standard test UI, where we should be try to maintain the information under this long text node. So as we know that, so we have a test functionality here, or maybe you can use the BOBT as a standard transaction. Let me use the function to open our test UI. Yes, so we know that how to load the existing instance, or also you can go and create a new instance. So I'll just go and load the existing instance, select all. I'll just go, okay. So all the entries are loaded. Let me open this entry. So this is the 12th order, and I have item details. Let me check, do I have any items? Yes, there are some items are available. When you open these, you can see here there is a long text is there. If you open that, so this one, it's, you can see here in the top, it is still shows is it ret order root, okay, but so this one belongs to the text collection business object, but it's still part of this return order business object what we modeled it. So that is a, that is a way your delegated or maybe dependent business object will works inside the framework. Let's maintain this entry. Let's go back and select the items, select it, and go for edit. Okay, so now we are in edit mode of this item, and now we go back to long text. Okay, we should be able to do the insert, add a instance. So when I provide the instance, you can see here, okay, there is a message is coming up below. You can see the message below. Okay, so if you use this button, it's going to provide you the details, okay, from where this particular one has been raised. So there is a determination class. uh, so this is a class where this particular view message is been raised. So let me go back and see. Okay, so what it is this, what is this saying it? So I have a source code editor. So on the right side you have the option. Let me see. Okay, no text schema defined for a BO. So if you have a long text delegation dependent business object is being used, so you should define the text schema for that particular business object and node combination. Then only it will allow you to maintain that information. See, it's only, here it stores the your host BO key and your host node key and host key where these instances are created. That's the information is available by default. This will be provided whenever you create the instance. So there should be a create, a determination which will populate that information when we try to create the instance. So now we have to model the, text schema. We have to maintain this text schema for our return retail order business object. To maintain the text schema or to configure or configure the test schema for our business object, you have to go back to SPRO as a migration, our implementation migration um, IMG place to define your text schema for the business object. So let's open a separate session. Okay, so open SPRO. As you know, this is your configuration T code, project configuration T code, SPRO. So all your IMG activity will be done here, and go to SAP reference IMG, and then you can go to the option cross application components. So which is same approach, you see it like now when we do the change document or change history business object configuration, same way. So under these you have a process and tools for enterprise application, and then you have the reusable BOF object function BOF, and then you have here dependent object for text collection. So here you have to go and maintain the maintain text schema. So here this option where you can go and maintain the text schema for your business object. So as we know that, so there are a lot of text types. So here you have a multiple options. So one is a text type. First you should define your text type. What is your text type to be for your business object? You can also use the existing text type, or otherwise you can go and create your new text type. So I don't want to create a new text types. I'll just try to use some instructional text, something like this, or detailed descriptions, something like this. I will use it for my text, or maybe you can create it. That's also no not 5, which is a note. Okay, just a note for the item details. And then you have a access sequence, which is dependent case. So how you want to control your, give a priority, which text to be done. So those detail you can define it with access and access sequence. And finally we have here text schema, which is like, no, you can see there is a schema needs to be defined, just a ID and description which needs to be explained. And then you attach this text schema with your text type, which you define it here. Okay, and that's the next option. So you have to, so for example, you have to select any text schema. Let me take TOR item text schema, and then you attach this. Okay, this is the text type under this text schema, and how that text to be done here. Okay, and then you assign this text. Okay, then you assign this text to your business object. That's a way you will configure your text schema. So as I said, I'm not going to define a new text type. I'll just use this 105 as my text type. I'll create a new text schema. Okay, let me create a new text schema, and I say is it ret order, retail order schema. Okay, so this is a new text schema, and you can just save it. Yes, obviously this is going to be your configuration. You have to save it under the transport request. And then now under this text schema, we are going to put the text ID, which is 105, because that's a notes. Okay, I don't want to do that. So I'll come back here, I'll select this and go here, text type. So currently this doesn't have any entry. I will put that as a um, text type. So I say whether it is mandatory or not. No, I'll just go with the long text and internal. Okay, so I don't want to provide any other info, just want to keep this information. If you want to have some exit class, you can also define some exit classes, access sequences to reference it. So save this configuration. Yes, so once this is done, now so your RET so text schema 105 so text ID, and now we go back to assign text schema to our business object. Go here, new entry. So we have to provide our business object and search for a business object. Name is at RET star. Okay, and business object node. So we don't want that to be, it's on item details because it's under that. Business object entity, you can leave it blank, and text schema, you want to put it is at ord. Okay, so that's it on your business object text schema configuration. So now your configuration is done. Let's go back and load our you know load our test UI one more time. And do we have that session? Yes, still that is open. Let's put it. I have to reopen the session BOBT. As we know the T code BOBT. BOBT. We open the session and load our instance. So last one. So I just want to keep that as in edit. Yes, it's done. Now we go back, long text and insert. See your text schema, now it's coming under this creation. So now we don't have any error message or warning which is coming. And once you done this configuration, you should be able to create your no, text under that. So now you can go and expand under the long text. You see in the business object, we only model the long text as a represent delegation node. But here, if you see here, we have something called text content. So there are some more nodes are available which you can maintain that information, which is possible. So you can also do here. So what is the language you want to maintain it? All that information you can be able to do it here. Is a text type which you created. So I say is 105. Okay, because we are only configure 105 for this. Okay, and so that is fine. Let's save this, and under that text you put the text content. So here is a text content created. So this is your text, and this is so I'll put it as a demo for text collection. Okay, this is your long text under the business object. So transaction is saved. Just want to make sure. So this all the entries been saved under your business object. Let's reload that, or maybe go out and open the test UI one more time and load the instance, select all, and so it's available. See that it's available, so it's working fine. So now, so this is a way you can create your delegation business object and store the information under your delegation business object. Thank you. In the next session we see some more functionality of our BOBF framework. Thank you.